Greetings Lewis, welcome to another video. So, Infinite Forbidden is right around the corner. We have our sneak peek in this upcoming weekend. I kind of wanted to refrain myself from making this video until openings were officially revealed. But as of a few days ago, I can neither deny nor confirm. But we have confirmation of the TCG exclusives for this next upcoming set. In the 7 out of the 10 exclusives, it is a new archetype, and then we have 3 miscellaneous cards. In today's video, we're going to talk about the 3 miscellaneous cards and their utility and probably relativeness in the upcoming format. Without further ado, let's begin. So, if you see here in my hand, I have the Fiendsmith, Fabled Lurry, and Fabled Tractus. I'm not the first person to make this video, so I'm a little bit behind for the aforementioned reasons. However, for those who are unaware, this engine is comprised of 3 of the Fiendsmith and 1 of each of these 2. And most times you want to just open the Fiendsmith. Opening Tractus or Lurry is a little bit niche because it basically means that you're going to be 1 card shorted into the combo, and the Fiendsmith is not going to have enough value when you're resummoning it from Lacrimosa. However, because of the one of the new exclusives, this is no longer the case. Now Tractus alongside Lurry is the full Fiendsmith rotation without opening the Fiendsmith or summoning Closed Heaven. And the card that makes it all possible is this card right here, Necroquip Princess. So let's read. The materials are 1 monster equipped with a monster card and 1 Fiend Monster card. Must be special summoned from the extra deck by sending the above cards from your hand and or field to the graveyard. You can only control 1 Necroquip Princess. If a monster is sent from the hand to the graveyard to activate a card or effect, you can activate one of these effects. Equip one of those monsters to this card, or draw 1 card. You can only use this effect on Necroquip Princess once per turn. So these are 2 really relevant effects, especially drawing a card. Basically what this means is that anything that takes precedence, in card advantage, gets immediately replaced. It could be the Fiendsmith effect, it could be Tractus discarding in resolution, it could be a Labyrinth Furniture, for example. Too many cards already just give you the ability to just draw 1 card back, so it immediately gives you full value. But that's not the important part of this monster. The important detail is that it's a level 6 fusion Fiend Monster, and you're probably wondering, how are we summoning this relatively easily? Well, the way this card is worded and the way this card works is very similar to this card right here, Magistus Chorozo. We don't have this card in the TCG yet. This is a B-Jump promo. However, the summoning mechanic that is used to summon this monster involves the text involving monster card. Another card that you will see a text like this is going to be the Centurion Field Spell, where it says monster card and not specifically monster. What does that mean? What that means is you can have a card equipped into a spell and trap zone, and it can count as the fusion material for the Necroquip or the Chorozo. That being said, let's showcase you the rotation. Basically, the way it works, let's say you activate Tractus added the Lurry, you discard the Lurry to the graveyard, Lurry special summons itself. You can link away Lurry into Requiem. You can tribute the Requiem to special summon the Fiendsmith. Remember, it has to be from the deck. And then you can use the Requiem effect to equip to the Fiendsmith. And normally on this instance, you are one card short into making Sequentia, or making a rank 6, or making Lacrimosa. However, Necroequip can use the Requiem and the Fiendsmith, and that itself is a fusion material for this monster. That is a very big deal. This makes the Fiendsmith engine like completely consistent no matter what engine piece that you draw, and it also shortens most of the combos by one card. So essentially a lot of decks can now go full Fiendsmith rotation without playing like a lot of cards like in their system. Okay, so I'm not going to show you case this combo anymore. You guys probably already know this by now. There are other YouTubers that go more in depth on the things that you can do. You can just summon like rank 6s, you can summon like Sequentia to summon Lacrimosa to just bring back the Fiendsmith. There's a lot more combos that go in depth after you just summon the Necroequip. Now let's talk about another fusion monster. The other fusion monster that we're going to talk is called Aerial Eater. So Aerial Eater requires 2 Fiend monsters with the same attribute. However, for this card summon, when this card is fusion summoned, you can send 1 Fiend monster from your deck to your graveyard. So essentially this card works similar to like Baphomet. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 2 level 6 or higher Fiend monsters with the same attribute as each other from your graveyard to special summon this card. You're not going to summon this card from your graveyard, that is not going to happen. However, let's talk about ways you can summon this card. I think the most obvious one is going to be Sequentia. Like the same way Sequentia can summon Lacrimosa by just shuffling back 2 light fiends. You can also do the same thing for Level Eater, because Level Eater just requires the same attribute. The other card that can be used to summon this, it could be the Edge Chain package. Another thing to take note is you can actually summon this against Fiendsmith by using Super Polymerization. So right off the bat, this card has a lot of significant value, either it be against Fiendsmith or in the Fiendsmith strategy. But outside of that, there are no real ways to summon this card very easily. You see this Edge and Chain right here. You're probably thinking, what Dark Fiend Monster archetype can pair well with the Fiendsmith, the Edge Chain package in order to summon Aerial Eater? Well, the first one is Chimera. Big Win Baphomet is a Dark Fiend and it is searchable with Portal, and it is summonable out of Sumerian Sword Knight. And Baphomet's fusion lock does not stop you from summoning Aerial Eater, meaning that you can either use Chimera Fusion or you can use the Patchwork Engine with Edge and Chain to summon Aerial Eater with Baphomet. And that's going to be very beneficial in the Chimera deck because it basically means that you can just send more Fiends to the graveyard. It could be Fiendsmith, it could be Duel cards, it could be like Unchained cards as well. A lot of cards can be paired up well for the Aerial Eater. The other engine that I thought about, or the other like monster archetype, is Labyrinth. All the Labyrinths are Dark Fiends, and you can use the Furnishers with Edge and Chain in order to get to Threat for Patchwork, which just gets your engine with Poly into rotation. So I'd say Labyrinth very highly benefits from Aerial Eater, especially if you mix it out as a hybrid. You can dump other Furnishers, you can dump like the big Labyrinth monsters to just reborn them later on. You can use you can send Unchained cards like I used to do like in the old Unchained like heavy Labyrinth hybrid. So that's it for Aerial Eater. I think like enough of this card has been said. Now let's talk about the last card. The last TCG exclusive just got revealed, and that one is called Dipsy Fiend. So Dipsy Fiend is a level 4 water fiend type monster, and the card reads, you can discard one card, then declare one attribute except water. Special summon this card from their hand to either field, then this card becomes that attribute until the end of its turn. Then, if you special summon this card to your opponent's field, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Fiend Monster from your hand or graveyard to your field. Also, for the rest of this turn, you're locked into special summon from the effect, except Fiend Monsters. So, essentially what this card is a Fiend type extender. Sadly, you cannot change the attribute in order to special summon this card. I mean, you have to change the attribute. So sadly, you cannot do stuff like the Hammer Shark. That was the first thing that came into mind. However, if you already have like a tier monster on board, or you're playing like a water themed deck and you can special summon this card by other means, you can just use it for like water monsters. Another really cool thing about DC Fiend is you can summon the Charmer monsters as well. So, like for example, you can use it for Lina, you can use it for Hita, which can come up against multiple matchups. Like right now, Snake Eye Fiendsmith is probably going to be like the more popular deck in the format. Anything that plays the Fiendsmith engine is going to be popular. The Tempai Dragon strategy is also going to be popular. So just having a monster that can serve as an extender that can summon you the Charmers could actually be very game changing. Now let's talk about its applications when it's summoned to your opponent's side of the field. One thing that I thought about are like the Duel Fiend Monsters. So you can use this to just special summon like lower level fiends from your graveyard. Something like Sansara Lotus, like Cruson Grave Squirmer, the Beckoning Beast package if you've already started like summoning them. You can also pair it up with Labyrinth, like just summoning like Ariana or Ariana, for example. It does not negate whatever you summon, you're only just locked into the extra deck to Fiend Monsters. Another note is, this only Fiend locks you if you special summon from your hand or graveyard after you give it to your opponent. Meaning that you can just use this as a level 4 extender for many other things. Remember, you cannot make Bahamut Shark because you have to change the attribute, but you can summon Bakuska, you can summon like Abyss Dweller, and Abyss Dweller will gain the extra 500 because as a special material it goes back to be a water type attribute monster. You can summon like Traptress Rafflesia, like the Granite, the monster that can search Nibiru. There are many other things you can do with this card. There's one more thing that I thought about this card, and this card, is that it's giving itself to the opponent, and that's going to be a big deal because it means that I can use these cards. How do I use these cards? Well, you have to stay tuned in another video because I am going to talk about another TCG exclusive archetype, or at least the new TCG exclusive archetype, and that archetype also has synergy with this. So stay tuned for that. Until then, I hope you found this video informative to your liking and understanding. Keep practicing and keep dueling.